Andrea Mercier, aka Anloom, and welcome to my studio. Today is something completely different, and I apologize that I'm using the overhead camera. I'm having some computer problems at my desk and I can't get the software to work right now, so it's a little bit far away from the camera, but I had to do this piece today, so I had to turn the camera on. Again, I apologize. What we're doing today is, so a call to artist is when a city or an organization or a private gallery or a public gallery sends out a public proposal request from artists in the area or from around the world saying, this is the project we're doing and we'd like you to submit a piece. For being juried, which means being prejudged before entering, or sometimes it's not juried and anybody can submit. There's usually a whole list of criteria that is outlined in the call to artist. Some submissions require that you send a mock-up, so they don't want you to do the work, and in this case the reason why is because the submission is for a 10-foot by 10-foot piece. So what they want is, in your proposal for your project, they want a mock-up. So I need to do like a small version of what I want so that I could submit it with my proposal, so that they kind of get an idea of, if I won or if I was chosen, what would the final piece look like. So I have some 12-inch by 12-inch heavy-duty Strathmore acrylic linen finish paper. It is a 246-pound paper. It's very thick. It's probably as thick or a little bit thicker than a business card. I didn't have any canvases the correct size to do my mock-up, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour on 3 of these pieces of paper, and then I'm going to cut them to the size that I need for my submission. So this is the first time I've poured on paper. Yay, experiments! We love how those work out for me. And then as I'm working on my submission mock-up, I'll film and you can see what I'm doing. So I guess I'll start in real time, and then if the first page goes really well, then we'll fast forward through the other 2 pages. I have here a plasticized canvas, an unopened canvas. I'm just using it as a substrate so that I can move the paper around, and then when it's done I'll move it off to the side. However, I'll put down a goodly amount of white. Well, maybe I will. Here, let's just, there's nothing to drip over the edge, but let's just get some down on here so that I can make sure that the whole piece of paper is covered. Alright, so there we go. The paper is starting to curl, but don't worry about that. I have a video right up here that shows you how to flatten your watercolor papers, and I'll do that with these pieces once I'm done if they're not flat. So I'm just gonna put down some colors and see if I can get this to pour like a normal pour. This will be cool if I can do it on paper. I'm scheduled to teach at an event in July, and it would be considerably easier if I could pour on paper with them. Just because they're art journalists mostly and mixed media artists, it would be great if they could do a pour and then cut it up to put in their journals. Alright, let's see how this is going to go. Kind of hold it. Well, it's moving. Let me see if I can. I might need a goodly amount of paint. That's not a complete fail. here and take this piece and put it here to dry. Alright, so that's not a complete fail. I'm not worried about the warping of the paper simply because I can flatten it, and I know that I can. Let's try that again. This one's a little bit easier because the paint from the first one is helping the paper stick to the plastic. See here, it's doing what it's supposed to do. That's interesting. I need some paint here. Let's go this way. That's cool. I don't know if you can see that here, but it's going from the plastic covering back on to the paper, and of course when we use canvas, once it goes over the side of the canvas, it never comes back. Oh, this needs some help here. Okay, this is interesting. It's definitely not a fail. Alright, that's cool. That is cool. Okay. And then last one right here. Put some white down. Okay, well that's interesting. So I have 3 papers now, and what will happen is these are going to dry overnight. One of them is going to stay the same size, 12 inches by 12 inches. One of them is going to be cut in half to create 2 6-inch by 12-inch pieces, and the third was a backup in case we screwed something up. So as we move along, I'll continue taping it, and I will talk to you about my submission, and maybe we can talk more about what call to artists are and how you can apply for them, how to understand them, because sometimes they use language that, unless you're part of the arts culture, you might not understand. So how about we move forward a little bit with those kind of videos? Let me know down in the description or in the comments what you think about that. Do you want to find out about how you as a emerging or hobby artist could start to contribute to your community gallery shows? Because I would love to be able to tell you how to do that. Anyways, it's always better when you're here. Thanks for joining me on my artful journey. Bye!